Hi guys, this is Robyn from Robyn's Recipe Remix, where we take everyday recipes and we remix them and make them Trim Healthy Mama inspired. So first of all, I'd like to start by saying I'm in no way affiliated with Trim Healthy Mama, but I am inspired by Trim Healthy Mama. All my recipes will be inspired to be Trim Healthy Mama friendly. I'd like to let you know that 99% of the time, everything I use is Trim Mama Healthy friendly. But there are the rare times that I do go off plan. So I will inform you of that, and I will leave that choice up to you to whether you want to use more Trim Healthy Mama friendly item or you don't. But that's your choice, but I will make note of that. So with all that being said, I'd like to say, come along with me on this food journey that we're going to take to better health. Here, we are making today cheeseburger casserole. How good does that sound? Even our kids are going to be excited about this. And you can actually make this with your kids. So today, instead of a hamburger bun, we're remixing it with Dreamfield pasta. And this is on Trim Healthy Mama plan. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your pasta, as much as you need according to your family size. And you're going to cook it like you do any other pasta. So let's get this on. Okay guys, our pasta's cooking. Now we're going to get to the heart of the casserole, which is the beef, the hamburger part. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a green pepper. Now it calls for a whole. I'm just using a half because it's just Scott and I. We don't really need a large one. I probably will only even use half of a half because it's just the two of us. So put this aside, cut this up. Now, you want to make sure that your pan is piping hot before you put your meat in. It has to be searing, because if your pan is not piping hot, it will not cook. So let's get these all cut up. Get these in the bowl here. Guys, our pan is screeching hot. So now, we're going to put this ground beef in. I want to make a note. I am making a completely e-meal. And you would say, well, how is that an e-meal? You're using ground beef. What I'm going to tell you is you can, and this is on the Trim Healthy Mama plan, you can use only ground beef on an E plan as far as red meat goes. If you rinse your ground beef off after you cook it, you can use this on an e-meal.
It's out with hot water. Right,
thank you. Because this is ground beef, and we are making a hamburger casserole, which has noodles. So we're going to rinse this off so this can be considered an e-meal today. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get this fried up. We're going to get this cooking. What we're going to do is we're going to put in we cut up our green peppers. We're going to cut up our onions. And I'm a terrible cut. I like to cut, I'm just not very good at it. We're going to cut these babies up, and then what we're going to do is we're going to fry that meat a little bit. When that gets, when it gets golden brown and cooked, you're going to take it and we're going to rinse it, and then we're going to add all these wonderful onions and peppers to it. And you really don't want to see me spend 10 minutes frying my meat. So now that we know we have our onions cut up, we have our green peppers all cut up. One thing I want to mention is layering, seasoning. You always must season. Every time you put something in your pan, you have to put salt and pepper. Not a lot, but some, because you're building flavor, you're building layers. And so you want to make sure that you put a little bit of salt and pepper in every time you cook. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this good and seared. And when we're ready to rinse this, we're going to come back and I'm going to show you how I rinse this. And then we're going to get finished up and put it all together. Be right back. Okay guys, so our ground beef is still cooking. Now we're going to get to the best part of a hamburger. And what is that? Cheese. Okay, we are making this an e-meal, so it's fat-free, and I'm using fat-free ricotta cheese. we're gonna go ahead and put this in. Oh, Scott did open it for me. How thankful. Did I say something wrong?
No.
Okay. Now I'm just eyeballing it, guys. But you can go ahead and I'll put the recipe and you can use as much or as little as you want. So we're also using fat-free sour cream, which is like really yummy in itself too. Actually, I think I'll use the rest because I don't have a lot. So we'll get rid of that. And I'm also using fat-free mozzarella cheese. How good is that? Like 3 cheeses here, right? How good does that sound? So, put our cheese in. Again, I'm just all by eyeballing, but you guys will have the recipe for yourselves. And again, depending on the size of your family, it's just Scott and I. So I make small portions. Again, season, salt, pepper. Okay. Now we're gonna mix this around. Oh my goodness, how good is this? And you don't really need a binder in this because your ricotta is so thick, it just holds everything together. But the great thing about this is when it cooks, it will soften. And I'll show you how we're going to put this wonderful, delicious cheese into our casserole when we get back. Now I'm going to show you how we can make it trim healthy mama friendly. So we can use this for an e-dish. We're going to take our beef, we're going to put it in our strainer. Now you would think rinsing your ground beef off loses flavor, but it doesn't. Because I've actually used this before, so I know there's loads of flavor. But first, we're going to let our peppers and our onions saute while I show you what to do with this. We're going to take our ground beef, turn our little doodad on. Thank you. Alright, so we're hot. And what we're going to do is take our ground beef and rinse it, give it a shake, rinse it again, give it a shake. You see all this grease coming off? There we go. So, now, I'm going to take this, set this here just for a second. I forgot napkins again. I gotta have paper towels with me. So, you can see how this is frying up. What we're going to do is, we're going to take the ground beef and we are going to mix it back in. This ground beef that we have rinsed off and let drain. We're going to take it, put it back in here with the onions and the peppers. Because who doesn't love onions and peppers, right? So we're going to put this in here, mix this up a little. So, now, I'm just going to give the peppers and the onions a few minutes to rest. Actually, wait, I will show you something. Actually, we can go ahead and start this before I forget. While that's actually cooking, we can go ahead. I'm going to show you the pasta because I have to layer a layer on the bottom anyways. Okay. Actually, you know what? Do you think this one's too big or can I go with the smaller one? I think this might be too big, you think? Or no?
You still have cheese to go in it.
Yes,
it doesn't matter.
Okay. I don't need 2 layers. It can just be 1 layer. Now this is normally made in 2 layers, right? But I'm not making a big one for our family. I'm just making a small one for Scott and I. So what you would normally do is add a layer of pasta, then I'll show you, but then you would add a layer of cheese, another layer of pasta, and then you'll put your meat on top. But for us, I'm only doing 1 layer of pasta because it's just the 2 of us. So what we're going to do is, we're going to go ahead and put the ketchup. Well, this is a version of ketchup. This is a remix. This is how do you pronounce it, Scott?
Monte Bene.
Okay, now this is a completely sugar-free tomato sauce. Only thing in it is tomatoes, San Marzano tomatoes. How great is that? Garlic, a little bit of extra olive oil, salt, basil, white pepper, black pepper. I mean, there is nothing in here that is not trim healthy mama friendly. So this is where we're going to get our ketchup part. We're going to turn this in to I think I could use a whole jar actually because there's quite a bit of meat. We're going to take this. Actually, I think what I'll do is I'll use this here. Oh, that's dirty. What we're going to do is we're going to take and mix all this around. Let this sauce just sit for a second. Get this all mixed around. Now, this is the heart of your casserole, all this beef. This is where all the goodness comes from. This and the cheese. So I'm mixing this around for a second. Oh, this smells so good, guys. I wish you could smell it. I mean, onions and peppers and ground beef smell so good just on their own. But we're going to make it better with healthy pasta and cheese. Like, how much better can we get than that, right, guys? So, this is ready to go in our casserole. So before we do that, we're going to take our beautiful lasagna. And before I do that, and it's my bad, you want to taste this. Make sure you have enough salt and pepper in this. That needs more salt and pepper. Always try your food, guys. You cannot cook if you do not try your food. And I knew I needed a little more salt and pepper. And also with your pasta, a good tip. The only way, guys, you can season or flavor your pasta is actually while it's cooking. So what you need to do is, my pot, you take your pot, you fill it with water, and you put lots of salt in it. That's the only time your possible flavor is in boiling water. So make sure, don't be shy. Put a good amount of salt, sort of like a sea salt flavor. Cook your pasta. That's the way to do it. That's the only time you can season or salt your pasta. So now our pasta is all ready. This is the cheese part we were talking about. Let's put little dollops, globs, whatever you want to call it, around. Now, if this was Scott, I know he'd say, honey, you should layer it out. Even though you don't have to, because this will melt. But Scott is very anal about things, and he likes things a certain way. And he likes to have things evened out. So we're going to make him happy, and we're going to even this cheese out. Now, it's not perfect, but I wasn't going to do it anyways. But for him, I did it. So, now we see this beautiful meat. It's all cooked. The peppers and onions are cooking. The tomato sauce is down. So now we're ready to put this in here. And also, thank you, I forgot. Who does not have a hamburger without mustard, right? We all need mustard. Let's put a little bit of mustard in here. Because remember, this is a hamburger casserole, right? So we put our mustard down. We got our noodles in place of the bun. We got our cheese. And now we have our hamburger mixture. Oh my goodness. This looks so delicious. And this meat is going to heat up the cheese. And it's so uneven. I'm terrible at evening out things. Scott usually does it. But yeah, oh, look at this. How good does this look? Let me get this out of your way. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn around and we're going to go turn this thing off. We're going to put this in the oven at 300, bake it half hour. You want the sauce to be bubbly, you want the pasta to get good and hot, and you want that cheese melted. Right before we're done, I actually forgot, forgive me. Right before you're ready to take it out, can't forget cheese on top, right? Gotta have cheese on top. So right before it's actually, you know what? It won't cook it. It'll just melt it and make it gooey. So let's go ahead, put our cheese on now. If you want to wait, you can go ahead and do it after. This is just one less step for me, so I don't have to, you know, get up and do it in the middle of the baking time. You want a little more, honey?
Battery.
What, baby? Go ahead, you can say it.
No, my battery's dying, so wrap it up.
All right, the cheese is in here, guys. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna throw it in the oven at 350, and when I come back, we're gonna show you what it looks like. Stay with us. So, this is it cooked. And no, it did not hurt the cheese to put it on top before you make it. It turned out wonderful. Now, it's actually our dinner time now, so I'm going to show you what it looks like when we dish it up. But before I do that, Scott wanted me to mention something, and I should. This Dreamfield pasta is only to be eaten occasionally. This is not an everyday kind of thing or a more often than not thing. This is a once in a while. So now that we've addressed that, let's get to the really good part. Okay. Ooh, that's hot. Oh my goodness. Look at that cheese. Oh my goodness. Scott,
Smells good too.
Oh my gosh. That is so... And look at Scott. Look at how all that cheese melted. Oh, this looks so good. How much do you want, by the way, if I dish up? A little more for you? There we go. Now look at that. This is my hamburger cheese casserole. So guys, don't forget to subscribe. Join me on my blog. I just can't think of the name.
It's Facebook group.
Oh, Facebook.
It's a Facebook group, not a blog.
Thank you. There'll be days like this. Mama said there'll be days like this.
Trim Healthy Mama Unofficial. There will be days like this.
Yes. So join my group, subscribe to my page, and I hope you guys make this. Have a wonderful day. Catch you on the next video.